We're shooting with the Blazar Mantis 35mm on the FX3 right here, and this lens does something quite special. You see, there's a big problem shooting with the FX3 and other cameras that don't shoot open gate when it comes to using 1.5 and 2x anamorphic lenses. Because when you de-squeeze those in post, you're left with this really narrow aspect ratio that you basically have to zoom in and crop with to make it even somewhat usable. But you still want to use those lenses because they have those nice characteristics associated with 1.5 and 2x anamorphic lenses, the bokeh in the background. You know what I'm talking about. And you see, that's where Blazar have done something very unique with these Mantis lenses, because they've given these lenses a 2x look, but they're only a 1.33x anamorphic lens. So you can use them on a 16:9 camera like the FX3, other non-open gate cameras, de-squeeze it in post and not have to crop in. So this right here is the key to getting that 2x look. It's the oval aperture blades, and no matter whether you're at T22 right there or T2 there, you will still have oval aperture blades. I got this little pamphlet here that Blazar kind of gave me, and I can fill you in on all the different lenses that are going to be coming out, because there is going to be a full set. There's going to be a 25, a 35, a 50, a 75, and a 100. Now the set that I have right here, the pre-production set, bear in mind that Kofi has one of them, is the 35, the 50, and the 75. The 25 and the 100, I believe, are coming soon. If not, they're already out. 35, the 50, and the 75 are all T2, and the 25 and the 100 are T4. Now they're all a 1.33x squeeze, but they have that equivalent bokeh of 2x bokeh. Now they don't all weigh the same. They kind of weigh between 670 and 800 grams. The 25 670, the 35 780, the 50 780, the 75 800 grams, and the 100 770 grams. So varying weights. If you need to balance them on a gimbal or anything like that, you're not going to be able to just change them out. You will need to rebalance things. They have amber lens flares in them, so more neutral. Now, the set that I have is PL mount, and I've been using the Nissi PL to E mount adapter, as I said earlier. But they'll also come with an interchangeable mount if you wanted to. So as well as PL, you can do EF, E, RF, and L mount if you want to mount them directly to your camera without having to use some form of an adapter. The set that I've got right here, they're all 77mm filter threads. So if you want to attach filters to the front, I'm using the McKinnon Helix Maglock ones, whatever they're called, I always forget the name. They're all 77, as is the 100, but the 25mm will be an 86mm filter thread.
You're about to hang out, literally. It's getting pretty dusty back there, eh?
Dust in the eyes, I can't see it.
It was crazy how much dust was kicking up. Look, oh, are you kidding me? These shots are crazy. And look at the divide and merge. 3. Here you come. Oh, it's a little soft, but we got it back here.
That's fine. That's a shot. That's a good fucking shot.
Now, one of the nice things with these being lightweight is that you can mount them to the Ronin 4D. Now, it technically doesn't balance. I think the 35 balanced fine, or maybe it was the 50. One of them was slightly off, but the motor's picked up the slack. Typically with anamorphic lenses, they are a lot heavier, and you can't mount them on something like the Ronin 4D. So we were able to mount them on the 4D and then do all kinds of roller shots with them, which was really nice. I assure you that all the garbage just down here is not mine. It looks like it's there. It's just kind of a rougher part of town. Well, it looks like it's not that bad. So we're just going left and right here just to see how everything looks on the edges. We are obviously focused on the truck right in the middle there. Stop there, go back this way. And because it's a 2x look, 2x bokeh, you've got that nice anamorphic characteristics in the background that you typically don't get with 1.33x anamorphic lenses, which is why people strive to go to something like a 2x so they can get more of that look. So Blazar was smart with what they did here in putting that oval bokeh blades in there and gets us that 2x look with a 1.33x D-squeeze lens. You've got that beautiful barrel distortion in the background, which you'll probably be able to see here. Maybe not with this shot that I've set up, but it's barrel distortion compared to some of the other competitor lenses out there, which are pin cushion distortion. Everyone has a preference, but personally I really like barrel distortion. It just has more of like a depth to it. It looks like things kind of just go backwards, and there's a real depth to it compared to pin cushion distortion, which doesn't look like that. All right, we're back on the 35 now. I've been using the monitor and control app throughout this whole video to not focus. I mean, I could attach a focus motor if I wanted to monitor this whole video. It's almost like a cheat code. It works so well now. I've been talking about this in multiple videos, but it's so good. So this right here is the 75 T2, and the one we're shooting with right here is the 35 T2 as well. This lens is at f5.6 for reference. Now these lenses, the ones I have right here, Kofi actually has one of them. These are pre-production, so the units you receive if you order these might be a little bit different to these. If anything, it'll be better, but these still feel really nice. Metal construction there. You've got a nice big focus ring here, obviously with the gears on it, so if you need to attach this to your Focus Pro or whatever, you can do so without needing to add anything else. Big T-stop ring on the rear just here. Both are very, very smooth. They've got a nice start and end point there as well, which you can probably hear. Fairly big focus throw on the 75 here. This is your branding here. Now the branding is a little bit embossed, which is kind of nice. Blazar logo there. One of the nice things I like with the Blazar anamorphic lenses is they do come with metal caps, which kind of have this very satisfying pop off to them. And you can hear like the suction when they go back on. Can you hear that? Take the rear cap off as well. That is what they look like just there. Chunky heft of glass there. Now one thing to note, I did use the Visolex ND throttle adapter, which is an ND filter, as well as a PL to E mount adapter. These do not work with that. This sticks out a little bit too far on all the lenses, hits the ND, so you can't use this. So I've had to change to the Nissi PL to E mount adapter, which we're using on here right now. No ND on that one though, unfortunately. But Cam uses the Poco Morphage, and that does work fine. So this is flaring at T2 on the 35 using the aperture 60x, which is at 1%. If I crank it up a bit there. T2 on the 35. These are amber flares, remember. Let's go up for you so you can see. And then come back down. And if you want to see something that's more just like a LED light, is that going to work? Come a bit closer. There you go, even closer there. This is on the 35, remember? Stop down to T4 now. This is with the flashlight first. And now with the aperture 60x, directly into the lens there. That's with the beam angle like a spotlight, and that's more like a floodlight there. Let's increase the intensity there. Bring it a bit closer for you. So that's 1%. They're pretty well controlled. They're not too heavy whatsoever. I focus on here, so I'm not going to be in focus because I swapped out to the A7R5 so I can show you how sharp these are in 8K. Now this is only 10-bit 420, but you still get the idea. We are focused on this bag right here. Just going to go side to side here so you can see the edges. There's the left edge there. And let's go to the right edge. Obviously they will be a little bit softer at the edges because that's a characteristic of anamorphic lenses. But right in the middle there, if I zoom right in, that's how sharp these are in 8K. Now that previous test was at T2.8. Now we are at Oh, look how crooked this is. I'm on a hill. Now we're at T5.6. So we're focused basically to infinity at this point, and we'll zoom right into what it's showing me is in focus is these branches right here. And let's see how that looks in 8K. Let's go over here and we'll adjust the tripod a bit to get it more of a pleasing angle like there. And I'm going to zoom in and focus on this nice pink tree. I'm sure it's got a name, I don't know the name of it. So that tree right there now is focused in 8K. And we'll go side to side again for you. At the edge, remember this is 8K, 10-bit 420 on the A7R5, T5.6. Now I'm sure there's going to be some people that look at this and go, well, I just got my Remus set, or I got a Remus set a while back, and now there's a new set that's sharper. Do I need this set? Should I sell everything I've got? I don't think so. I would say that these are more suited for people that maybe want to get into the anamorphic world and still have a Sony camera like I do, or still in the Sony ecosystem, and you have a 16:9 crop once you've shot everything and you have to de-squeeze, and 1.33 maybe suits it a little bit better than 1.5 from the Remus line or 2x from the Kato line. Now obviously if you have a Panasonic camera that shoots open gate, these might not appeal to you. You probably are going to want to go with 1.5 or 2x and actually have the look of those without needing to buy a 1.33x that looks like a 2x. I think these have really been designed for people that are stuck with what we have, which is the 16:9 crop once you de-stretch it. Minimum focus on these as well. Each lens is obviously a little bit different. On the 25, it's a 0.4 meter, 40 centimeters. 35 is 48 centimeters. The 50 is 48 centimeters. The 75, which we're shooting with right now, is 70 centimeters, as is the 100 millimeter. Typically with anamorphic lenses, you really don't get good minimum focus distance. So we're about arm's reach now, and according to the back of my screen there, I am in focus. You wouldn't typically be able to do that with a regular anamorphic lens. You'd have to be further back, and then I wouldn't be able to manually focus it myself. I hope we're in focus. That looks more in focus. Yeah, good minimum focus on these. So this is your focus breathing. So that's at one end of the focus, and then this is at the other end of the focus. We'll go back one more time, all the way through. 1.33x, one of the other nice things about shooting with this versus 1.5 is if you are shooting with a camera like the A7R5, you can still kind of compose. 1.33 doesn't look, you can compose your shot. You don't need to de-squeeze to be able to actually see what it looks like. Whereas when you start getting in the 1.5 and the 2x territory, you really need to de-squeeze and use a monitor to actually compose the image. Otherwise, it's not going to look exactly how it's really hard to envision how it looks. And on the topic of 1.33x, when I was editing my footage to begin with, I sent it to a few people and they said it looked a little weird. They said the squeeze factor was a little off. And now Cam brought out his basically feature length video on these lenses, and we were chatting back and forth, and he's come to the conclusion it's actually more like a 1.38 de-squeeze. So when you're de-squeezing in post, instead of doing 1.33x or 133% on the x-axis, you're going to want to do 138% instead. It does look more real. Here's 1.33, and now let's do the same shot, 1.38. You'll see it just kind of looks more natural. But 1.33x, if you want to de-squeeze in camera so you can view it, still looks completely fine. It's just when you put it on a big screen, you kind of notice the differences. So right now these lenses have just come out for pre-order. Hopefully I have this video up before the early bird pricing ends, because there's different tiers or tier structures of pricing depending on when you buy them. So if you get them earlier while the pre-order is in, you'll get them cheaper before they eventually come out at their regular price a little bit later on. Thank you, Blazar, for providing me this set to test out in this nice green case. Thank you, Kofi, for doing a bunch of tests and providing me the footage to use in this video as well. And we shot a bunch of stuff at the Canadian Tire Cayuga Motorsport track, so thank you to them for allowing us to do that as well. That is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.